Welcome to the CFG Gamecast, episode number 36, a weekly podcast created by gamers and streamers alike to discuss the latest gaming topics from the previous week. We stream a new episode on the weekends, on Saturday mostly, and we release it on podcast services like Apple and Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, and Podbean. So show us some love by giving us a like on any podcast services to not miss an episode. I am Davis Green himself, Mr. CFG himself, Davis Green, and with me are two awesome co-hosts. I got Lex, from, aka This is Lex. How are you doing this week?
Hi. I'm good. A little tired. We went out last night.
Oh, yeah?
Actually. Yeah, we went to Round One. It's a new place here in Vegas.
Oh, Round One? Oh, they just opened a new one? Oh, wow, that's tight.
It's at the Meadows.
Mm-hmm.
But we went and hung out, and I won some gigantic Hello Kitty little stuffies. I'm really stoked about that. But it was a lot of fun, and I got to watch people on a shuffle. It's like DDR, but it's shuffling. Have you all seen that?
Yeah,
it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that.
I don't know what that is.
Ensues.
So what you're shuffling on? Is this an arcade that you shuffle on?
Yeah, it's like a dance pad, but it all the whole floor lights up. I did post it on Twitter of two of my friends battling it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're supposed to shuffle, but they're just like touching their feet and trying. It's hysterical. There's a few people that were legit amazing at it. These people clearly spend most of their days there. But it was a lot of fun.
Is this like during our times when we see like, oh, hey, there's a DDR machine, and then you see the guys like are stumbling with left and right, but then you see that one guy that's like doing it backwards, invisible with invisible arrows,
with the
with the Jinko pants and all that stuff.
They like hold themselves up and they take their shoes off, and like this guy was going from one to the other, and he had the whole machine for about 6 hours next to the shuffle machine.
Oh my goodness,
dude, that was like. Okay, and people would go up wanting to play, and then they'd end up watching him, and he'd be like, "You guys want on?" They're like, "No, we'll just watch you."
It's like,
it was like intimidating.
It was like you just discouraged anyone to touch the system that like while you're playing it like that. So man, that's funny. But that's cool.
It was pretty cool though.
That's awesome. That's good. And I got the 5-star general of the itty bitty Smitty committee. I got Smitty on the third seat. What's going on, my dude?
Chilling, brother. Feeling it. Went out. I also went out last night.
Everyone's going
met up
out.
with some buddies. I know. It was the weekend to do it, I guess.
Oh my God.
Went out. We went to a bunch of different bars and just hung out, caught up and whatnot. Obviously, I had my drinks. We Ubered back though, so it's like I still got to go back downtown and get my car. I've got another shoot. Tonight we worked. We did a spicy noodle challenge with Vegas Inferno this morning here at the house.
This morning,
so that was a lot of fun. That was tasty. Yeah, no, it was crazy. I mean, it was like my mouth was on fire. It was a lot of fun. It was cool. And then I'll be shooting later tonight for my guy Soup TV over on YouTube. For a Beer Brothers. They have a beer show. They do like local beers and stuff like that. We basically do a roulette and then give our opinion of it. So that'll be cool. But yeah, other than that, man, just staying busy. Keep grinding, keep doing the things and stuff. You know what it is.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's always good, So that's cool. Yeah. So I mean, I've just been busy too with the with everything, just the normal stuff. I just did a 5K yesterday, and that was my my very first 5K. Which is like what's that? 3.5 miles, I believe. I think it's around that, that. Yeah, it's 3.5 miles. It felt really good, but that's but then like when I got home and sat down, I'm like, then the soreness started slowly seeping in a little bit because I don't run. I don't like running. I think running is a mortal sin. So, so overall, so like when I laid down and sat down, I was like, oh, I can't move. Like my foot is just like it knows it needs to go, but it just doesn't want to go. So I was catching up on that, but it was a really good time. Had a really good time yesterday. Then went to my Valentine's dinner with my girl, and that was so that was fun. But now I'm just trying to get back on the grind of things. So we'll need to get back into gaming. You know what's funny? So I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I don't know what I want to stream. Like after I finished Indivisible, because that stupid cat Like totally turned me off on fighting anything else for the longest of time. I don't know what I want to play anymore after I beat it. It's like, okay, I've succeeded. Now what? And then, but there's like, I am in this weird lull. So until I figure it out, I don't know. But that's just me. So if anyone has suggestions, let me know.
I'm gonna say Hitman 2 is 70% off right now.
Yeah, but
Division 2 is 95% off.
Yeah, we have Division 2, man.
Like $3 right now, right?
Yeah. But
super cheap.
Smitty, I have Division 2. I got it the same time you did.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh yeah, shit, that's right.
I'm looking this up.
Yeah, you're right, dude. We played. We need to get back on it, dude. Season 3 is coming out here in March.
Smitty, I literally just started playing with Tosh yesterday, like this afternoon.
You? Oh, let me.
I've been constantly
I almost played
it
this morning, dude. I played some because I woke up at like 5:30 this morning, and I was like, well, I guess I'm up. So I don't know. So I got up and I started playing video games. I was like,
I know, right?
It's the perfect time to play some video games.
You start.
Oh my God, yeah.
8:30. It's the best time to play.
It really is.
It's literally $3.
Yeah.
Yeah, $3. Yeah. You better pick that up.
Yeah, you
up,
should definitely.
95% off Division 2.
The expansion.
While it's hot right now.
They're changing something up on the. Yeah, they're changing something up on the expansion, so they're not doing that thing with the year one, which was like year one gets a week, but then it's free the week after. Because that's what I was doing. Because I didn't buy the expansion, so I was like, if it's free, there's no reason why I need to get it because I know that it's going to come out again. So I could wait.
Yeah,
I'm not in any hurry.
Yeah.
So so then Tosh was telling me that the new expansion that they just announced was that they're going to stop that. You're going to have to pay for it. And I'm like, okay. So they figured out the scheme. The scheme is, yeah. So I was like, oh, okay, fine. I guess I'll have to put some ducats in on that. So it was hilarious, but yeah, we'll see. But anyways, let's get into it. I know we've been doing some nice talking here. So each of us chooses a topic or discussion within video games from the previous week. The topic could be about a specific game or something that happened in the gaming industry. We don't want to talk about it just on ourselves, just between us and our group. We want you, the listeners or the viewers, to be a part of it. So if you have something to say, put it inside the chat. Faye will point it out, and then we will discuss. So let's get to it. So since Smitty, I have no idea what your topic is. So why don't you do it since Lex started it last time, and we'll go with that.
Oh, you're gonna do me like that?
I'll do you like that. I will
beforehand.
Do you like that? No battle plan. We're just going. We're doing it live.
We're doing it live. We'll do it live. Okay, so I wanted to follow up, and I feel like this is kind of taking an interesting take as well. Mm-hmm. I wanted to follow up about NVIDIA's GeForce Now. Recently, Activision Blizzard pulled all their games from GeForce Now, and I know that there was, and I was right there too, saying, oh, like big business, they're all about the money. It probably has something to do with contracts and this and that. Mm-hmm. Which I think that there still is something to that as well. Mm-hmm. However, I found this article on The Verge, which let me just pull it up here, and what it is, it says that you can blame NVIDIA, not just Activision Blizzard, for their GeForce Now falling out. So apparently, and this is what I didn't know.
Well, before you start that, first, why don't you kind of backtrack people? What is NVIDIA GeForce Now before you go into it?
Okay. So hold on, let me just do this real quick. So what it is essentially it's your cloud streaming service. They've been in beta for years now, where you can sign up, and it takes your libraries from Steam, Uplay, this and that, and you can play them on your devices, on your phone, on your tablet. It's essentially Stadia, but they did a way better job. Stadia
the right way.
Is what it is. So it's a true a cloud gaming solution that seems to be pretty nice. So this takes us up to here. So during the beta, all these games, all these developers are on this for the beta. Apparently, though, there is some sort of miscommunication. This is why people are pulling out. They said that they were. So this statement from NVIDIA says Activision Blizzard has been a fantastic partner during the GeForce Now beta. which we took to include the free trial period for our founders membership. Recognizing the misunderstanding, we removed the games from our service with hope we can work with them to re-enable these and more in the future. So it sounds like basically I don't think NVIDIA actually worked out any kind of deals with any of these publishers for when they actually launched. And they went and they went under the guise of like,
they'll be fine
like the
with
way
it.
that people are spinning it is that like these people are just pulling out and like for no reason, and it like again, I said it myself, big business, you're trying to probably about money, where it's like, look, they never had a deal to begin with, and the fact that they opened, they ran with it without these publishers permission and stuff like that essentially is what's happening. So and Blizzard Activision is not the only company that has pulled. I know that Rockstar had pulled. Where is it at? It was Rockstar.
That's huge.
Yeah, it was a bunch of other ones. I'll try to find it here in a second. But I wanted to, I thought it was interesting because again, I think that this service, I think this could possibly be the future. It's the way that they're trying to make the future of gaming be. It's gonna go that way. It's inevitable. I felt like this was a solid attempt at it, and just to see these kind of hindrances where they're having to pull these games, which kind of invalidates what they're able to do. Now I can't even play Overwatch on there anymore, so it's like it kind of feels like I know you guys can do this, but you have to work it out. But at the same time too, and think of it this way, like with cable TV and things like that, you have to they have to purchase rights, and you'll have sometimes, if you ever had DirecTV where like they're saying Cox Communication doesn't want you to have this channel anymore unless they renegotiate with us for rights. I can see, I feel like at least within this context, within cloud gaming, that there might be, there's going to be some of that back and forth. Are they going to ask for a cut of the subscriptions? How are they going to get, because obviously they're not going to just let them use it or let them tap in, I guess, for free. There's going to be some sort of monetary compensation for them to be able to tap in. So it'll be interesting to see. Go ahead.
I mean, logically, it makes sense for them. And it's funny. It's actually surprising. Out of all the times we've been actually ragging on Blizzard Activision, it's like I understand the justification for them to do it. But the biggest thing is like it does make sense because I think the biggest problem that Nvidia now, it's called GeForce Now or Nvidia Now.
GeForce Now,
So the biggest issue I'm seeing with GeForce Now, and I think what big businesses are also seeing, is that they are profiting from it because of the founders monthly pack right now. It's $5 a month. And then to gain access to play cloud service games that's on that's not something that they made themselves, but another developer to make it. And then since they didn't discuss how much the cut of that of their profits going to be, then they're basically doing this cool technology and not paying back for it. I mean, places like right now, Netflix, Hulu, all these different companies have to pay the publishing or the distribution rights to whoever that on whatever they put inside on their platform, because Netflix isn't, well, until very now. I mean, Netflix wasn't known to be their own studio to be making this stuff. They're allowing people the access to watch this stuff on the go and all this different kinds of things. So I mean, if they didn't do that at all, they thought it was just going to be perfectly fine and they were able to go under the radar. That's kind of neglect. I'm actually surprised that they would do something like that. So
I don't know how that happens.
Yeah, that's something that especially for because Nvidia is not small in any means.
No. Right.
I don't see how they could just forget, oops, we forgot to tell Activision Blizzard that we're going to be using this kind of service to let them play their games on cloud-based services, but not pay them for it. I mean, pay any kind of level of royalty for it. It's a little weird. So I don't know. I think there's more to the story. It has to be more to the story. I don't believe that it's
too big of an oversight.
Yeah. I think there's more to the story from when I heard with that, and it's unfortunate because it's like now when people are hearing, oh, Activision Blizzard is pulling out Rockstar, which is like a big one. Rockstar Games is pulling out because they're not getting anything, but you can play GTA 5 on the go, and then they get their service.
Right.
Like, I mean, like, how do you miss that? Like that.
I don't know. So real quick, I just wanted to read this statement that goes a little deeper into it. So they're saying that the reconciliation may not happen, though, according to Bloomberg, which reported the misunderstanding earlier. Activision Blizzard wanted to negotiate a new commercial agreement before NVIDIA could serve up the games. And NVIDIA has been pretty clear that its business model is to not have commercial agreements with game publishers.
What?
Instead, it wants to what?
Wow.
It wants to let gamers buy their games on existing platforms like Steam, Epic, Uplay, and Battle.net and play them on GeForce Now the same way they'd play them on their home PC, giving publishers the same amount of money they'd have normally. Okay. An Activision Blizzard spokesperson tells us there's no commercial agreement like that in place. Okay. So in other words, NVIDIA should have really pulled Activision Blizzard's games ahead of its launch last week, the way it did with games from other hesitant publishers like Capcom, Konami, Rockstar, and Square Enix. So maybe Rockstar didn't pull out. It sounds like maybe they pulled their games before they actually launched, but they launched with Activision Blizzard and no kind of agreement in place. Is the story that I'm reading here.
Wait a second. Okay, from a business standpoint, are you joking? First off, second, doesn't Blizzard, they do advertisements for NVIDIA, like stating like our gamers use this card. So there has to be some sort of commercial agreement in and of itself, separate from all of this. So for them to say that they don't do commercial agreements, that's BS. Because to have someone, basically do an ad for you, that's another conglomerate. You have some sort of contract in place, right? So that's a blatant lie. But also, why would you think that you could just get away? Like, we're a company, we want to make money, and we're taking other companies, consumer products, and we're just gonna put them here. And we're not gonna pay these other companies, because why should we?
Well, they're not saying that they're not saying that they are not going to pay them. They're saying they're not going to increase because they're wanting to renegotiate their current one because of this. What NVIDIA is saying back to, or what GeForce is saying back to Activision Blizzard is like, we're not giving you extra money for something that we've already agreed on at first. It's kind of like when Spider-Man was pulled away, when Sony pulled away Spider-Man from Marvel, because Marvel was now Sony was seeing Marvel was putting all the emphasis on Spider-Man to be like the main focal point. Sony backed off and said, hey, we want a new deal because you're going to get more money from this. We want more money because you're going to be doing this. It's the same kind of it's the same kind of deal with Activision. It's like, oh, okay, so you're doing cloud-based gaming with our games, but so that gives us an extra niche to do that. And in my opinion, you know what? If GeForce doesn't has their model to say they're not going to increase the pay for that, then so be it. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. My thing is that they shouldn't be surprised that if big companies like Activision, Blizzard, Square Enix, Rockstar, Capcom is going to say no, it would. But what would clearly seem like what this will be aiming for is going to be more on the side of indies. Because I don't think that or something that's smaller than a AAA studio that's going to be pushed on it. Because I don't think that I don't think. Unfortunate, and it sucks because this. To be honest with you, this if they played well with some of these developers, I don't there's absolutely no way Stadia would be alive. At all, because this thing is this thing is incredible. When Smitty told me about it last week and I started messing around with it, I was like, wow, okay, so this is allowing you to use the games that you have in your own library and port it over and allows you to stream. So you're basically saying that the technology is right there that allows you to play remotely in your own library without paying anything extra. So yeah, yeah, it's unfortunate. But it goes back to business. Like, yeah, they're going to ask for more money because you just added a new feature to give them a new lane of income. So they're going. So you shouldn't.
Right.
But yeah. But it's really weird that they decided to let it go like this. The way they handled it.
I understand what you're saying, but if they didn't have a contract from the get-go, what's to say they have to pay them at all? I mean, they can just screw over those indie developers, and not necessarily just like the big companies, but if you don't have a contract,
well, I think
there's no contract. Like, there's no obligation.
They did have a contract.
Yeah, they do. They're just trying to renegotiate. They're wanting more money, is what I say. Like, the contract was probably like, let's say $500,000, but then they're like, hey, we have a new service called GeForce Now, and we're using these games and stuff.
Right.
And then they come back and they said, hey, you have a new service. We don't want. We want to renegotiate. Because we can get more money out of you from that. We want $750,000 instead of $500,000.
Then I must have misunderstood. Sorry, because I thought you read in the article that they didn't want to do commercial agreements.
Oh no, they do.
No, so he said that there's no commercial agreement like that in place. So it's so like it's almost like I don't know exactly what he's saying by that in place.
You know, I think it's saying,
I guess maybe what they were trying to negotiate too, maybe.
Or maybe
so like basically they just stalled out and didn't reach a new agreement.
Maybe when they agreed on this,
didn't pull the games.
Yeah, maybe when they agreed on the statement, they were just going by the assumption that they were under an agreement. But then when they added a new service, obviously that service isn't part of the initial agreement. That's what what he meant when they said there's not an agreement in service in place of the new service that you're adding that you added to it. You know what I mean?
I mean, the crazy thing to me, though, is that, like, look, dude, you have a timeline as to when this thing is going to come out of beta. You would think that all this stuff would have gotten squared away a long time ago. Like, why is it that things are coming down at the 11th hour and all of a sudden they've launched now with these games that they have no agreement with, and now they look like they've got, they got dirt in their face.
Caught with their hands in their pants.
Yeah, exactly. Just because they didn't do their due diligence, on the business side, it's kind of like, it makes me look at them sideways, like what's going on over there, like that you guys somehow missed this, whether it be accidental or intentional. I thought it was interesting because, and not only that, but like the media though, and like how I saw articles and stuff, it really painted Activision Blizzard in a yeah.
When
so like
really
finding
it's not
this
their
article,
fault at
I was
all.
like, exactly. It's like, okay, this is the actual story here. Not what I've been reading. Oh, they're pulling out, and what does this mean for GeForce Now? It's like, wait a second, they didn't do what they were supposed to do in order to do this. It's like, look, I got no problem talking trash on Activision Blizzard. You know what I mean? You guys know that, but
only
they're
if rightfully so.
Absolutely. In this
Why aren't
case,
they saying that about Rockstar?
Huh?
Why aren't they saying the same thing about
because
Rockstar?
It didn't happen. Because they pulled the games out before they did the services.
Yeah.
So they the games were already pulled out, was out of the service. So I mean, I don't know,
which is kind of deceiving too.
It's kind of weird,
because like now you've got people that have paid for this subscription under the pretense that I can play Overwatch. Whoa! What do you mean? They pulled. I can no longer play this. This is the only reason I'm getting I have this service is to play those games. This is definitely gonna hurt. It's going to hurt them, but it's going to also force them, I'm guessing, to have to sit down at the table with these publishers again and negotiate something. But there's no way, like you're saying, there's no way that you're going to get these AAA games without giving them some piece of that pie.
Yeah,
whether it be in the subscription or they figure something else out for it. So
yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. I mean, it's really sucks. It's really good tech, and I would advise some of the people to try it out. I mean, they do have a what was it? They have a free version where you can actually play an hour of it, and and then there's the founders one, which is $5 for I believe it's only for the first year. They don't have a price. Yeah, they don't have a price yet on what the original price is going to be for the rest of the service, but it is it's a really good tech. I will say so. But hopefully they'll get that straightened out on their own in the future. Hopefully we'll be able to get free access to these games, not free access, but access to the games that we already have.
Give me that free access.
Yeah, it's like we got that free game stuff. Yeah, so no, it's gonna. Yeah, so it's cool. We'll hopefully. And it's funny because it's like, man, Activision Blizzard just needs a win somewhere somehow. You know, they just need a win.
Poor
but
fellas.
yeah, but golly, they've just been so dumb. They've been so dumb as of late. So, but this one I am on the Activision Blizzard side. Let's see where that goes. So that's cool. All right, Lex, what do you have to bring to the table?
Oh, I see how it is. You want to piss Smitty off last.
I want to piss Smitty off last. Oh, yeah.
I see how it goes. No, it's fine. It's fine. So this is actually a game that Adam is playing in the other room, aka Indus. Hi. I'm going to report on your game. Sorry. And I had heard about this game, which I do so much social media for other things that sometimes I forget to look at. I kind of depend on Adam in all reality to tell me like what's the latest and greatest and what's coming out and what I should play. In all honesty, like he knows me well enough to know that what I'm going to like and what I'm not going to like. And so I remember him saying something about this, but I had seen commercials for it previous to that. And it's called Wolcen. Lords of Mayhem. The original story, and the person that wrote this, by the way, wrote this article beautifully, might I add. Another day, another online game launch hampered by widespread server issues.
Wait, what's his name? Why don't you give him rep?
I know. I need to. Let me make sure. By Stephen Messner.
Okay.
Let me make sure I didn't just lose. Okay, perfect. It's a story as old as time, and this version involves Wolcen, Lords of Mayhem, a gorgeous action RPG that graduated out of Steam early access today. Though Wolcen has been dominating Steam's bestseller list all week, today's full launch is proving enormously successful, with the current peak over 60,000 players, a number that keeps on climbing. Sadly, all that popularity seems to be crippling Wolcen's online servers. A few hours after launch, the developers at Wolcen Studio began acknowledging connectivity issues on Twitter, and there doesn't appear to be an end in sight. We're still working on server issues, and we are currently in the process of increasing the amount of information processed on the database per second. We still have no ETA to provide for the moment, but we'll keep you updated. If you try playing the game right now, don't expect a smooth ride. I was able to create a new character and jump online, but was booted out to the main menu in the middle of early boss fight due to a network error and haven't been able to get back in the game since.
Holy crap.
It goes a little further. Now, I can tell you, Adam's been playing this all weekend. I've gone in to the room because we peek in on each other periodically when we don't hear the other one like yelling from the hallway.
That's
at
healthy.
The other. Right. So, hey, are you going downstairs? No? Okay, cool. So, I mean, those are kind of like the conversations we have. They're wholesome, by the way. But I went in because he was real quiet. And I was watching him play. I was like, oh, I've seen this. This is really cool. And I watched for a little bit. And I said, oh, are you playing multiplayer? And he goes, no, it's not working. So I did a little bit of digging. And come to find out, not only was multiplayer not working, you could play solo while they were fixing these issues. And they tried to apply a hot fix last Friday. But then people were saying that they were losing, their character was missing. They were losing their loot.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, end game progress was wiped.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so Adam has been playing, and I don't know how far he's gotten because I don't know the whole storyline. But today they fixed it. And what's funny is they put an update at 12:30 p.m. PST. Wolcen Studios explained a bit more detail about the reasons for the game server's extended downtime. After applying a hotfix last Friday, users reported characters are missing, their stashes emptied, and their endgame progression wiped. The servers were shut down to prevent this issue from affecting a larger amount of players while it was being fixed. Unfortunately, we do not have an ETA, but as of right now, he's halfway through Act 2 and Act 3 in the game. Okay, perfect. That kind of gives me a better detail. But here's the thing. He's having to start over. So if
like from scratch?
Yeah, he had to start over today.
Oh, so they never got his stuff?
Oh, no.
When I woke up, he was already like, because we're, okay, I take a long time to wake up in the morning. If you guys are new here, hi, I'm a cyborg. So I have I have a lot of robot parts in me, and so waking up is not the greatest. So it takes me a while to get out of bed. Thankfully, I have a partner who likes to just kind of sit there and be quiet and just relax with me while that process is happening on the weekends. But he immediately, when I opened my eyes, he was jumping out of bed. He was like, I gotta go play Wilson. I was like, wait, but couldn't you not play multiplayer? He's like, yeah, I have to start over now. I was like, wait, what? He was kind of excited about it, but it was really cute. He's like, I gotta go, bye. And he like ran into the other room. He threw clothes on so fast. I was like, okay, bye. But how is this still an issue, guys? It infuriates me. I'm not even playing Wilson. I wanted to wait until, because immediately when I heard these issues, and Adam hadn't said a word to me about it, I didn't realize he was playing it. How is this still a thing? How are you not stress testing your servers? As someone who used to build servers for large companies, for like lawyers' offices and things here locally when I was a private contractor, I know that you have to stress your servers to the max to make sure that your client isn't going to lose their information, and because you're held liable for that, right? So who's building your servers? Why are they not stress testing them?
Well,
and you see all these other companies going through the same thing, so you know that this is something that you guys also need to be aware of and to make sure you check it and do your X, Y, and Z and go through your ABCs. It boggles my mind.
I will give
How
them.
Is this still a thing?
I'll give the company a little bit of slack on that because, there's one or two things here. First off, how long was it inside Steam Early Access?
4 years.
4 years for real?
Thank
Or you
you.
just
I
saying?
just looked at the
Okay,
looked up info on this game.
Oh wow.
Adam says 3. She says 4.
Okay,
We'll say
so
3.5, 4.
so it's really it's
Okay.
incredibly hard. One of the hardest things on doing MMOs, which is like you have to give MMOs that have been around for over 10 years, is you can imagine that level of code is just like a maze, like labyrinth levels of mazes right there. So like
Right.
And I don't disagree with
well, yeah, but on top of that, you have a steady flow of people constantly coming in, and then there's also limitation. There's a level of limitations, and then and yes, they probably did stress test the loads and stuff. But what is introduced is like when they do updates, upgrades, hot fixes, all these different kinds of things. They don't know until it's fully implemented what's going to happen. It's like, I mean, that risk factor is always going to be there. It's like there's not going to be a way to be 100% ready for something like this to happen. But with that being said, the real question I want to know is that how in the hell, like when it got that bad that you lose everything and they weren't able to bring it back. That's what I'm more concerned about. Because like usually, when they have codes, like when there's glitches and stuff like that, it's a matter of rollback to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's insane.
From all of the research that I did, it's not like they put it out there and then they threw an update for, first day things. It wasn't that. It was from the get-go. People were playing, everything was fine, and then just gone.
Yeah.
There was no update that initiated this.
Yeah.
There was nothing. Because I looked, I was like, there was a bug somewhere. Let me look. Because again, I know how computers and servers and all of that work. So I did my research this morning in bed. I couldn't find anything.
Yeah,
I couldn't find anything.
I wasn't here when it came out. Did you guys talk about Temtem at all?
No, we haven't talked about Temtem.
That was like the indie
I know what
Pokemon
Temtem
MMO.
is. Yeah.
I've been watching everyone play
It had the exact same I don't know about like losing like save data and all that stuff, but it had the exact same problem where they did not like test their servers enough. And for like the first couple weeks, it was almost impossible to play.
Yeah, the worst thing was load was because they were getting the queue times because there was a lot of people. They had a low capacity for people to get inside the server because causing high queue times. But that's what I'm saying. But that could be a matter of pressing the item button or whatever, the click button, like press one button and it causes that row of commands to go crazy and hit that glitch, and then you hit that glitch. It's like there's so many possibilities that one command string that happens doesn't happen for everybody, but it does happen to 0.5%, 5% of people to get into. It's like it's literally in one of the hardest things to do is to find these kind of bugs until they actually become a bigger thing or a bigger issue. So I don't know. It's
like another problem is just like it's indie companies trying to make an MMO.
Oh, yeah, that's
like they might just not have the budget for the servers.
Oh yeah, that's a high risk.
And I completely understand that, but there are third-party companies. If you can't afford the software to stress test your servers, there are third-party companies who will do it for a small fee, and they're pretty good at like really maximizing and going above and beyond to stress these servers. And so that's why I get that there's always going to be glitches. There's always going to be little things here and there. But losing all of your data, that's huge.
That is like super bad.
How? Like there's a save technology in your program. Where did that go? You know?
But is that just also service?
This is a Kickstarter?
Was that Kickstarter?
I don't.
Is this a Kickstarter game? No.
Let me see.
Yes.
Was it?
Yes, it was back in 2015, raising over $406,000.
That's pretty small for an MMO. That's ridiculous. Yeah, so like I mean,
exactly.
Well, like overall, like and I mean, is it also a matter of like did they what was the previous like was it did they know what the cause was of it, and then did they let the community know what they're doing to fix it?
The article that I've looked at is it hasn't been updated since 12:30 p.m. PST when they were saying that the ETA was not given out yet, but it seems to have been fixed, and they haven't come out with like a statement or anything. Excuse me.
So they're probably gonna do a statement in the middle of the week or something from what that issue is, because they're gonna owe people a lot of people.
I will say this. Adam can be pretty like unforgiving and judgy when it comes to certain things. And so when I read all this and then I thought back to his reaction this morning of how excited he was and like jumped out of bed to go play it. If the game's that good enough for him to jump back on, you know what I mean? So it has a saving grace to it, and that's great. And I'm glad the community, obviously, if Adam's not mad about it, too bad about it. But yeah, I mean, it looks like a great game. I wish them all the best. How did you let that happen?
Well,
that is a bumpy start.
A little bumpy start.
Well, I mean,
that game does look dope though.
It does. And it's really cool, and his character is
like looking at like
the chick in the corset and like it's so dope. Yeah,
looking at clips and stuff of it, it looks super cool, but that's a big issue that they gotta work on.
Yeah, that seems very interesting. Well, man, but to be in like early access for 4 years and then for them to come out of early access, and that's the first thing that they experience. Don't worry. It's like it sucks. It really does. But at least there's a community. At least it's a small community. I mean, 60,000 sounds like a lot. It's a small community, but I'm glad that they have a good community for it.
It's pretty small.
Yeah, but it's like but like you said, if Adam like loved going back and didn't mind coming back to play back to zero and then just going back up. So I mean, it does kind of show for itself. The game is good. The game is effective. Itself. So like, but we'll see. I mean, we'll definitely see. I want to definitely keep an update on that to see where that goes.
Never seen him get dressed so fast in my life.
I know. It's like, man, I'm surprised you're getting dressed. It's like you're not going anywhere. You're not trying to impress anybody.
Long sleeve. I was like, wait, are you running to the store? He was like, no, I gotta go play Wilson. I
gotta look good while I do it.
Yeah.
He's like, you want a Red Bull? I need a Monster, and like ran downstairs. Not that he runs like this, but that's just
your way of
chair, guys.
That's your classic
Muppet run.
Your classic Adam Muppet run. That's what that is. Impersonation. That's great. All right.
Are you gonna piss him off now? It's time
to piss him off.
What do you mean? I don't know what his topic
Smitty.
is.
I'm sorry,
This is gonna be a
Smitty.
surprise for me.
Smitty.
There we go.
Anthem's coming back.
This does not piss me off. This makes me very happy.
Anthem's coming back.
No.
We'll see.
Absolutely.
Okay, so my topic is the recent update, the recent thing that they said on the community post on Anthem's Reddit page, which I don't know. Like, I'm gonna read. I don't know if I want to read all of it, but I mean, there's a lot of really good things about it. I'll read a piece of it. So, tell me what y'all think. Okay. So, as you know, what Anthem was, Anthem came out a year ago. Came out February or March, around this time of year.
February.
Yeah.
And everyone was hyped about it. And needless to say, let's just cut to several months later, it was a total piece of crap, comparatively. Like, you played. I mean, you had fun. You've had fun playing it. You did enjoy it, but not the $60 worth. Not what they didn't. It's not what they promised people was going to be. It was very limited, and they were very stingy on the loot for a loot based game. So people got really pissed, and people as well as they should have been. And one of those people is our very own Smitty, because Smitty invested quite a bit of it on it. Yes. So basically, it was always the taboo mark about talking about Anthem on this show, but I feel that this announcement should have its own about it. Basically, one of the community managers over at BioWare, her name is Casey Hudson. I don't know if it's a guy or a girl, so I'm not going to assume. Is going to post a statement here on it, and then I'll read it to you. 1 year ago, we were preparing to launch Anthem, a game that represented a big leap into new territory for us as a studio. It was an exhilarating and terrifying experience to go out of the world with something new and different, and we are grateful to all the players who have come along with us on this journey. It has been a thrill for us to see the creativity of our players in designing customized javelins and watching them master Anthem's flying and fighting gameplay. The customizing, which was 3 different formations. I am so proud of the work of the team has put into the game, and at the same time, there's so much more that we and you would have wanted from it. Over the last year, the team has worked hard to improve stability, performance, and general quality of life while delivering 3 seasons of new content and features. We have also heard your feedback that Anthem needs a more satisfying loot experience, better long-term progression, and more fulfilling endgame. So we recognize that there's still more fundamental work to be done to bring out the full potential of the experience, and it will require a more substantial reinvention that an update or expansion over the coming months. We will be I messed that up. Over the coming months, we will be focusing on a longer-term redesign of the experience, specifically working to reinvent the core gameplay loop with clear goals, motivating challenges, and progressions with meaningful rewards, while preserving the fun and flying and fighting in the vast science fantasy setting. And to do that properly, we'll be doing something we'd like to have done more of the first time around, giving a focused team the time to test, iterate, focusing on gameplay first. So before I go any further, what? How do they not did they not have a focused team initially?
That's what I was about to
say. What? Are you joking?
That is one of the most ridiculous statements.
Yeah.
As far as that, dude, I am so sick of publishers saying, "Hey, sorry guys, we came up with this half-ass game. We're gonna do better. We're gonna make it all the things that it should have been the first go around." It's like, look, dude, you guys had 7 to 8 years to make this thing something. You dropped the ball again, but here's the thing. That game is a lot of fun to play. They hit the nail on the head as far as it missing. The loot was lame. End game was lame. They need to completely rework that stuff. They're talking about doing that. Great, fantastic. Again, I'm not going to be holding my breath, but I want to see it succeed. I do want it to come back and be freaking amazing in a game that I want to, because I want to love this game so much. And they just did such a terrible job as far as, managing it and coming out and all the stuff that they promised, and we didn't get any of that stuff, is ridiculous. Appreciate it, NT. So, it's frustrating to see, but at the same time, I still want to really see it succeed, and I think that game can have a future because it is a unique experience. It is a lot of fun. I played it for 24 hours straight. I was buying people copies of it,
locked in a room.
Yeah,
so
excited.
But here's the problem though. Well, it's a big thing that kind of really throws me off on this. It's like, first off, you make a loot shooter, but the one thing that you need on a loot shooter is loot, and then yet the biggest issue that you had was you wanted to put a paywall behind the stuff that you're wanting to give on that loot. It was like, what was the point of making it a loot shooter at that point? So but the thing that's kind of
there was a paywall.
Yeah, so so originally
I didn't know that.
Originally, when Anthem came out, there was a time that allowed you to have to play for early access.
Yeah.
During that time, they allowed you to have access to what was going to be some of these suits, some of the different kinds of things and customizations that you can have, and that's and all these other stuff. So, but then when the game came out, there was a wall to get some of that stuff, and not even all of it was released, but they did to get some of that stuff. So they gave the pickings of the loot that did drop a cycle of different colors, but then the loot was so limited that it was people didn't bother. It just got to a point you got to see people that would show the same. It was done very aggressively, and that might be on EA's side more than on BioWare, because you know how greedy EA is. But but still, overall, they made a game with no loot. I mean, it's still overall that's
a looter shooter with no loot.
Yeah, so
that makes so much sense.
But what's more invigorating is the fact that they said that they were going this time around. It's like, oh, we learned our lesson this time around. We're going to use a full staff that's going to be focused on this decision. This was a AAA title. What more can you say towards that, to that level? Did you not think that this game was not going to have any kind of friction? Friction that people were wanting to get it? Smitty got EA Origins, one of the worst applications to put on your computer because of this game. And then you telling me that you were just now realizing, oh, this is something more than we should have put more time and effort on. It's like, man, whatever, dude. Y'all are BioWare. Y'all know this kind of nonsense. That this shouldn't be something new to y'all. But anyways, I'm sorry. Before I get mad, pissed off on that. Yeah. But yeah, so that. So yes, I want it to succeed, and I really do want it to succeed. But really, you've shown nothing. And then when you're saying these updates were nothing. For the most part, they were nothing that helped the experience. I mean, Smitty was the only one, because I uninstalled because I was like, I'll just not play this a year and see where this is going to go.
Ermiger did, and I think Kenobi did as well a little bit. And Kif.
Oh, she uninstalled completely and just was going to give it the chance later on, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they came back for
the Christmas
Cataclysm.
Oh, okay.
The Cataclysm, not even Ice Tie, dude. No, I didn't even go back for that because, again, you have to have it installed on your SSD, and I just don't have the room anymore for it. And it's like, yeah, I'm good, but I want to. You know what I mean? I keep looking at it, being like, oh, should I reinstall this or make the room for this? And it's like, eventually I will. Because I want to try out 2.0 and see what they do, but it's just really disappointing seeing these major companies like this. Also, are they going to come out and say, hey, it's going to cost X, Y, and Z for 2.0?
Yeah, no.
Are they going to charge people?
That's nothing. They haven't said. Yeah, they haven't said anything about that yet. We did. I do remember us talking about it one time, a couple episodes back. But yeah, they still don't have anything said. But that was all speculation, so we don't know. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make it a point out because I just applied for E3, and I am going to go. I will head up with EA and see what's up with that, because I want to get more of a straight answer with this nonsense. So this is insane.
That's what I'm wondering, is if you're still gonna have to pay for it, or if they're gonna do what Destiny 2 did recently,
right?
Where the base game went free to play.
Well, yeah, they need to do something like that, because that's a hard sell.
I can't see people willing to shell out
$40 or something.
You're right. I think that's the only chance that they have, but I really hope they have that No Man's Sky comeback, dude. I'd love to see everybody. I love a good comeback story.
Anthem looked cool when they revealed it, but
okay. So here's I guess I might as well read the rest of it. So let me finish the rest of it real quick. In the meantime, we will continue to run the current version of Anthem, but move away from full seasons as the team works towards the future of Anthem. We'll keep the game going with events, store refreshes, and revisiting past seasonal and cataclysmic events content, starting with our anniversary towards the end of the month. Creating new worlds is central to our studio's mission, but it's not easy. Sometimes we get it right, sometimes we miss. What keeps us going is the support of players like you. Your feedback gives us guidance and guidance on how we can improve, and from our passions inspires us with the courage to create. I look forward to working together with you and with your involvement and feedback towards the best possible future for Anthem. Casey. So so basically it's the PR, rig and roll for how it usually goes with that. But at least there's one thing. At least they told us a couple of things here out of this whole thing. They're stopping with the full seasons, which is they definitely needed to immediately to focus on that. And then you know what? And I'll give you the pass on that. You have to. That's fine because your stuff is broke. You know that there's something that y'all need to do that's more aggressive than just these seasons. So you're definitely showing motivation that you're going to do it. And two, that what they're going to do is that they're just going to cycle through seasonal and cataclysms. So now that's kind of a wavy thing, I will say, but I know that, like, once again, it's because since we know that there's a team focused on trying to make the game, improve the game, there's going to be a team that's going to a small team that's going to be involved on keeping the cataclysms and, everything cyclical. So I like the real thing is, like, if they do that, you got to be more transparent. You have to be like to a level of like saying, okay, I guess not really a timeline, but just like an overview of what the plan is. Like, is this going to be something that we're going to see for the next 2 years, 1 year? Right. Is this something that's going to happen because is this going to be a short-term goal? What is your plan for Anthem is where it's going to come back to, because you cannot keep us in the dark at this point, fully in the dark on what's going on. Because when what's it called? I can't remember the game. The game that No Man's Sky. Yeah, when No Man's Sky when No Man's Sky decided to did that rehaul, they were quiet immediately, but then at the same time when they were changing it up, they were very transparent. They were very transparent of what was being changed throughout their process. They need to do the same thing. They can't just give us the full game and just say, "Oh, everyone's come back to Anthem. It's okay now. We promise you."
Right.
You got to be a little bit more accepting on with the information that's going to be coming in, because like right now
they should have like a frequently updated dev blog.
Yeah.
Right.
Or something.
That would be really helpful.
That would be incredibly helpful.
This is a game that I don't know much about. What I know from it is what I saw of Smitty playing it. He was so excited. He was so stoked. I've known Smitty for 10 plus years. And Smitty is very forgiving, right? And to just watch the disappointment on his face was just like earth-shattering for me. Because it's like disappointing a child on Christmas. You promised them something and not only did you not deliver, but you like threw a pie in their face too.
You really did.
And it's like, he spent so much money. He was like, maybe I'm just doing it wrong. Maybe. And I'm thinking, no, Smitty, stop. No. He was like, maybe I didn't pay for the full thing. And he was just like throwing more money at it. And I was like, oh, he wants us to be he just wants it to be something it's not right now. And I felt terrible watching from the sidelines as like another gamer who knows what excitement for a game to be released is. And then, it's just,
man, when you buy a game,
it was heartbreaking.
When you buy a game like that, and then you just lose, and it's not as what you were expecting it to be, you're going to have to find the justification of why you bought the game. I mean, there's no way. I'm assuming the people who bought Shaq Fu for the first time on the SNES and Sega Genesis, they were probably telling themselves, yeah, it's a fighting game, but it's a good fighting game, but there has to be something good out of that. So they were playing their butts off to kind of justify their reason of spending $60-$70 for it. So I mean, it's the same kind. Yeah, it's the same kind of thing with Anthem. I mean, Anthem was like, like I said, I would be too, because like you invested in it, you thought it was going to be what you were playing out to be, then you find out it's a dud, but then you're still going to play it. I mean, because you don't want to let it just sit on the shelf after you get disappointed on it. Right. I mean, and to its credit, Anthem was a fun game, but it was sure as hell not as good as what we were what we were wanting it to be, and then what we were told it was going to be. Because there was a lot of things that they said that it was going to be, but it was not. So that, I mean, if they told us this, like if they told us the game that they gave us, that they gave the public, I don't know if I would have bought it day one. I kind of I kind of went by Smitty's hype.
I can't believe I got on the hype train like that. I was a fool for doing it, because I even tried to warn myself about it, and I still did it and get all extra hyped up about it. But it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what they do. I'm okay with, at least right now, until they have a formulated plan and whatnot, for them just to shut up and not say anything. Because I feel like, for the most part, if you try building back up that hype and whatnot, and then you end up not delivering, you're gonna get absolutely just obliterated. Yeah, exactly. So it's like, manage the expectations properly. Make sure you guys have your stuff together. Yeah, exactly. But then I agree, having that transparency, then once they have that plan laid out, I think it's super important to that community. And surprisingly, and I see it like on Twitter and stuff like that, like they still have, like, there's a community that's still there, and I feel so bad because people always go in and troll and rip on them for these people that still enjoy Anthem, even for what it is right now. They understand that there's a lot of work that it needs. But it's impressive to see this community that's stuck together even in these bad times, and I want them to have their redemption. I want to be, I want to have that for myself as well, but also for these people that have stuck with it and say, we still believe that this game could be something amazing, and we're here for the long haul. So
definitely. I mean, the biggest thing is what's it called? Well, I mean, it's cool that they have community. Man, games have their communities. There's, even if it's like maybe 10 people or 100 people. That's what I like about with gaming. And first off, gaming is subjective. So if people and then I know how easy it is to hate on Anthem, and then easy to be on the bandwagon on it. But I love but you got to give the people a credit that still play the game consistently, because they found the thing that makes them want to play the game constantly, and that's great. But I mean, shoot. I mean, Fallout 76 has their community of goers too, and I mean, and to me, in my opinion, it's a garbage game. So so I just think that overall, I see what you're saying with to be kind of in the quiet, but in a way though, that's kind of what got them in trouble in the first place. Because what they gave us was a video of what we were expecting it to be, and they didn't see anything, and it was gone and it was like that for 2 years. So so what you were remembering on top of rose-colored glasses on this stuff, and then you played the demo, and then you're like, wow, the feel of it was so nice. Because I mean, don't get me wrong, I mean, the flying is, you can get addicted in that alone, the flying, and then the overheating and stuff like that with the big stuff and all the different little skirmishes like that. In a small if they give you in a 15-minute window for that game looks like, oh wow, I can't wait to see the rest of the game, if the game is like this nice when you can only have this kind of time limit. But but they really kind of weren't I mean, you want to show, I mean, you don't want to show them everything, but at the same time, you just let them know what they need to be more transparent than what they were initially, because that's what I think they got them in trouble in the first place. In the first place,
that and making a bad game,
and that, on top of that, and not keeping their promises. Yeah, you're totally right. but yeah, so that's so. What did General Davis say? I would have if I had an instant transmission. Sorry. Okay, cool. But I guess that was it. It was talking about Opie and your cat.
I know. Sorry.
Your cat's being nice.
He's snoring in the back.
Oh, really?
He is. He's snoring. Yeah, my microphone's picking it up a little bit, but
that's funny. Yeah, well, I don't hear it either, but that's cool. But no, that was a really good conversation. So I'm glad Smitty is totally hype. Well, not hype, but glad about that. So that's
he's not angry.
Not angry.
I'm
Red alert,
cautiously optimistic.
No, I guess
Cautiously optimistic.
You said that the first time.
Did I though? I think I was full on, just like, this is gonna be amazing. It's gonna be the best game ever. You guys have no idea. I'm gonna throw
that
a bunch
was more
of money
like
at it.
Smitty.
Everybody should play it.
Yeah.
But then you would go back and you're like, man, but what if maybe I should like calm down a little bit? And then you're like, no, I'm gonna throw money at it. I was like, oh no.
No, Smitty's always like that though. He's a very fickle when it comes to the lines of like, like should I or should I not? Because hence DBZ Kakarot. Did you get that? I don't know if you got that.
Oh yeah, I absolutely got it.
Oh yeah, you did. I gave the justifications on why you shouldn't.
You did. That's all I needed.
Yeah.
That's all I needed.
Then one day he was like, "Yeah, you're right. I don't need it." But then day one happens, and he comes. He's like, "Yeah, I bought it. I couldn't."
It looks like everybody was having fun. I was like, "I want to have fun too."
That's Smitty.
And that's Smitty, man. It's like I definitely don't blame
I want to have fun too.
Oh yeah. How far are you on Kakarot, by the way?
I'm at the Android saga.
I'm sorry you're not streaming that. I would think you would have.
No, I kind of want to just enjoy it.
I
kind of want to just enjoy it and take my time with it. Yeah,
it's a game for you. That makes sense. That's cool. All right, so let's go with it. So Lex, what are you streaming this week?
I'm trying to think if we're doing anything new. Well, we beat Faith Chapter 2, which I'm super stoked about.
Nice.
But it looks like they're coming out with a third one, so I'm gonna keep my eye on that.
What's Faith Chapter 2?
It's a horror game. It's 8-bit style where you are playing as a priest and you can run around, and when you hit spacebar, you throw up your cross. And so we just walked around going, "The power of Christ compels you," like the whole time. And then when you die, it's like Mortis. But it's a lot of fun. So we beat that. So we're probably gonna finish Outlast this week. Don't ask me if I'm playing Outlast 2 yet. I'm bored with Outlast. I'm gonna be honest. It's not scary enough.
I've tried Silent Hill.
I played Silent Hill a long time ago, but fun fact, I don't remember a lot of stuff because they've cut my head open a few times. Yeah. So I think I want to play Silent Hill again. I've had a few suggestions for scary games. I have them on my wish list, or else I'll forget about them. So I think we might go through the list this week and pick some.
Decent amount of horror games too that I need to play through.
Oh wow!
Yeah. I'm really stoked for Doom.
Well, Fatal Frame.
I'm keeping an eye out for that.
Fatal Frame would be a good one too.
Fatal Frame.
Yeah, that was the one about like it's a camera one. I think you would like that.
You have to take pictures of the ghost.
Take pictures of the ghost. It sounds. It sounds
I
stupid.
hate taking photos in games. It's like my biggest pet peeve.
It sounds stupid.
I love Spider-Man, and then it was like, you have to take pictures. I was like, no.
No, but the battle. The battle system is the camera, but I think you would like. I know what you mean because I am the same way. Because I'm like, I really hate taking photos. No, but this one's a little bit different though. I guarantee. Just go watch a video of it and tell me if you like.
I'll Google it.
Yeah, so Fatal Frame might be a good one. So
I'll do that. But yeah, Monster Hunter Monday, Spoopy Tuesday, Wednesdays, Overwatch. I think we're actually going to switch up Wednesdays, so I might get back on Void Bastards on Wednesdays, and then like Thursday, Fridays will be our Overwatch nights because that's when Smitty's on, and I like playing comp with the Smitties. Yeah, that's about it.
Oh, that's cool. And you know what's called? You know, Monster Hunter's on sale right now too, so you can get it.
Huh?
On PC, it's on sale.
You cut out.
I said it's on PC. It's on sale for $17.99.
What is?
Nice.
Monster Hunter World. And,
yeah.
Wow.
I believe Iceborne. If you
guys want to play with me,
I believe Iceborne is also on sale, but I'm not sure.
Ooh, okay, now I gotta look.
Yeah, so definitely take a look at that. It's on Steam.
Smitty,
check it on Steam.
Smitty,
what do you have going this week?
So tonight I'm actually going over to Soup TVs. We're gonna do that. We're gonna record that YouTube episode for Beer Brothers
in like 15 minutes.
Episode 9. Yeah, like I'm supposed to be there like now. I've already hit him up and told him it'll be closer to 7. I got that tomorrow or this Wednesday. Episode 5 for LAN Parties, the other podcast that I'm a part of. So that's exciting. Getting some interviews. We interviewed the 2 of the founders of the Level Up Expo So that's going to be a part of this coming up episode for that. So that's legit. And then I know Level Up Expo is next weekend. So I'll be out there for that. Yeah, we'll be out there for that as well. So hit us up if you see us out there. Let's jibber jab. Let's connect.
Tiny human.
All that good stuff. Yeah.
With
and
the
then
dog.
I'll be streaming my normal Thursday, Friday. I should be streaming this week as well. So
very awesome. Good deal.
I did just look up. Iceborne isn't on sale by itself, but like if like the
together?
deluxe kit thing and like it together, so like if you get like the package deal, it's a little cheaper than normal.
How much is it? How much is it?
Let me see here. So the Iceborne Master Edition, which has the base game and the expansion, is 20% off.
Okay, so it's probably, I'm assuming, what, $47?
That's not bad for a Capcom game, though.
Okay,
because they don't usually do a ton of sales.
Yeah, well, there's
and
like
then,
all
the deluxe version is like 17% off.
So it's not really. Yeah, it's okay. But
it's a decent little deal considering the expansion only came out in January.
You know
on PC.
The one game that I got because Capcom Steam games are on sale was what was it?
Hi guys.
Capcom Steam sale was Dungeons and Dragons. There was a Dungeons and Dragons side scrolling game that they did, and it was freaking amazing. And it was only $5, so I just picked it up and I was like,
I saw that on there. I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, no, that game was great. It's a good side scroller beat 'em up. So definitely been going good. So
I'm thinking about getting the Ace Attorney trilogy.
Oh, get the Ace Attorney trilogy. It's a good one. It's a good one. You should definitely stream that too. That's nice. It's a nice game to play.
What are you up to this week, buddy?
So definitely. All right. Well, for me, you know what? Like I said, my biggest issue is I don't know what I want to stream right now. Like I'm on the fence. I'm playing Star Wars, Fallen Order. But I'm not really sure if I'm really wanting to invest my time on it, because March is the one thing. It was the time I kind of wanted to keep clear, even though there was a lot of delays and stuff. There's still games I'm wanting to play, and but I don't know. I'm still looking at the library of stuff that we got. I know that we're going to be doing our review. I just know, you know what? Instead of pimping me out, I'm going to pimp out the website. So on Con Freaks and Geeks this week, we're going to be checking out some stuff with the new anime game Azure Lane. I know Crosswave, so that's going to be pretty good. The fine folks at Limited Run Games gave us a collector's edition, so I'm going to do an unboxing later this week on it, and do a video for that. So that's going to be pretty cool. And Lucentai, who's actually in our chat right now, just finished streaming some of the what's the name of that game? Under Night with the weirdest like a subtitled name I had. There we go. Under Night in Brim EXE late open parentheses CL-R. Yeah, the close parentheses.
The whole series like that.
It's like that. It's like
they're nonsense.
For some reason, like there's some companies that just say we hate sequels. We don't want numbers in our games, so we're just going to make our own. Like, you know, like Guilty Gear. They basically make nonsense words with their stuff. Guilty Gear Zerd, and now it's like Strive and all that. They never made one that said they may have a number which was either Second Gear or something like that. So like, but yeah. So anyways, but he was doing a stream earlier with the new Under Night, and I hope he had a good time. But definitely check us up at CFG Games. We're always playing something different. So we'll definitely be seeing doing some more content. And when I decide on doing a stream, I will let y'all know. So anyway, yeah. Anyways, we'll just sign off from here. I know we got a lot of stuff to do. So this is CFG Gamecast episode number 36. It was an awesome.
I got a link for everybody's stuff.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
Nice. Sorry.
Yeah.
That didn't quite format how I wanted it, but
it's okay.
It was close enough. Well, this is Lex, Smitty, and Davis signing off. Y'all have a great week. I should say weekend. It's gonna
Weekend's
mess up.
over.
Yeah,
weekend's over. Yeah.
This
Bye,
time.
guys.